Everybody, welcome back to Off Meta Musings. I'm your host Itan, and the holiday season is among us, and we're nearing the end of the year. So I thought that I would do something a little bit different for you for today. I'm going to be bringing you I say year in review. Warcry hasn't been going for a year yet. We've been going since August, but yeah, this is my year end review. Let's say of my time playing Warcry in 2022. Just to go over what's happened, what's been released, how we've been doing, and where I plan to go next. So yeah, let's get going. So this is effectively the summary of everything that happened in 2022 for me in terms of Warcry. Now, it was released August. I started playing in September. Now, I didn't actually play the first version of Warcry due to it effectively coming out and then the virus hitting. So there was almost no games going on during that. So I didn't play that at all, and I kind of didn't like the idea of having to collect a bespoke warband, something out of the box. I couldn't use my existing collection, so it was really something that I overlooked. But when Warcry 2 was announced, I thought, you know what? If I can use my existing Age of Sigmar stuff, I'm not really playing any of the big games anymore. I find they're far too long, they take too much time, and take too much investment. I thought, you know what? Maybe I could ease myself back into Games Workshop games, start playing Warcry, get to maybe do some big conversions on the way, really keep the scale of what I'm doing small. 6 to 10 guys is kind of more manageable than putting together a whole 200 model proper Age of Sigmar army. So yeah, they announced Warcry in, I think it was June, and come August they released it and they said, yeah, you're going to be able to use your existing Age of Sigmar stuff. So I thought, you know what? Why not? Let's do that. But of course, I really need events to play towards because my local Warcry scene isn't amazingly massive. I've only just now, probably 6 months into the game, found that we do have people locally in London who are playing Warcry. So I've been trying to go to as many events as I can. Up in Warhammer World, they've been running events effectively monthly, so I've tried to hop on to as many as possible. And yeah, we haven't really been doing all that bad. So if Warcry was released in August, the first event that I went to was an Alwood Champion tournament in September. I took my Nighthaunt, which you can see. I'm going to put the links to all of the tournament reports down in the description below. But yeah, I didn't do that bad. I went 2-1. I think I came fourth or something, which was it was pretty good considering it was my first foray into the game. I found it really interesting. I found that even though Warcry is fairly rules light, it's tactically very dense if you want to get into it. There's a lot of play around maneuverability, around model placement, around activations, when you activate things, when you don't. I find the dice economy is really interesting, saving your dice for different abilities, planning out your turn, that kind of thing. So that's really what um, that was really the appeal of the new Warcry to me. And yeah, I took my Nighthaunt and I really enjoyed it. And so I was like, okay, let's do some more stuff. But of course, we had the Heart of Gur box that had released. The Rotmire Creed still do look amazing. So I thought, all right, let's try my hand at one of those. I've got a fairly sizable Rotbringers army for Age of Sigmar, so I've pretty much nailed down how to paint Nurgle quickly and in a way that doesn't drive me insane. So I thought, okay, let's try what Rotmire Creed. So yeah, I kind of jumped into Rotmire Creed. I spent, it must have been, let's see. So yeah, we went to the Nullwood Champion in October with them. I went 3-0. We won that event, and then I also took them to the big event that Games Workshop had in November. We came sixth place, I think, with the Creed, which was pretty good. I quite enjoyed that. And yeah, it's one of those things. I really like the way they play, and I really like the fact that I could kind of jump into it from a modeling standpoint, building the pieces that I didn't necessarily have. So I've got like converted Varangard. We've all seen the Rotworm. That's in there to stand in for a Mind Stealer. So yeah, I had a lot of fun playing Rotmire Creed this year. But I have the problem that I have 1,000 different ideas for projects. So I thought, okay, well, I've got this other project that I want to try out. I want to see from a technical standpoint how Ossiarch Bone Reapers work, how Counter Control works. So in December, I took the Bone Reapers just a few weeks ago, actually, and we did pretty well there. We came third place, so that was pretty nice. Of course, this is after the release of Sundered Fate, so it was really cool to see at that event the Sundered Fate warbands. A couple of guys brought the Skinks, a couple of guys brought the new Jade Obelisk, so that was really exciting. And yeah, it's kind of tickled my fancy for next year. Maybe I can do something with them. So yeah, overall 2022, we're on what? 9 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Not bad, I don't think. During I literally started playing with my first event with Nighthorn, I don't really get the opportunity to play all that much outside of events. So I do a lot of theory hammer, a lot of math hammer, and then try and build warbands to how I think they'll work. And then it's really a case of just throwing them out there and testing them. But yeah, so far it's worked pretty well. But that was 2022. So going forward, what have we got in 2023? So there are a bunch of events happening. This is for the first couple of quarters. If you are by any chance going to any of these events, find me, give me a shout. Happy to say hi. The first one is going to be the Gnarlwood Champion, again, up at Warhammer World. It's going to be in January. The last one that we did in December had 16 players, but they sold up to something like 30 tickets. So hopefully more people will turn up to that. I think just because, it's the holiday season, maybe people couldn't get time off work. Maybe they couldn't turn up for whatever reason. But 16 man is still a pretty hefty sized tournament. So they're always good. Those ones. They're a bit weird that they run after work at like 5 o'clock, but I quite like them. And then going forward, we got March the 1st. So they're doing a bunch of weekday tournaments, and this is going to be interesting. So this one's the Hungering Gnarlwood's going to be using their open play tournament pack. So I've got a little blurb here. It says players will be randomly paired with another to take part in a coalition of death team battles. There's going to be 1,000 points. And then in the next battle, it's going to be a triumph and treachery battle, which is only going to be 800 points playing against everyone. And then the last game is going to be a free-for-all, again 1,000 points, but they're going to be using the random battle plan generator. So they're effectively going to be using all of the rules for playing your games of Warcry. They say that larger battlefields and underhand dealings optional rules will be in effect, so that's going to be fairly exciting. So that could be pretty fun. It's March the 1st, which is on a Wednesday. So yeah, if you can turn up to that one, I think that one could be pretty fun. March 18th, we have Tangled Depths. Now, Tangled Depths is going to be a standard open play tournament. It's going to be on a Saturday, so maybe a bit easier for people to come. And again, if we're getting 16 people on the weekday events, and for the big event that they just ran, we got 32 players, I think. Hopefully we'll end up with another 32 player tournament at Tangled Depths, and so that'll be really good. I think from a competitive standpoint, it's all open plays. There's no fancy things happening, so it'll literally just come down to, you want to win the event, you got to win your games. And finally, we've got April 30th, the Warcry Rumble at Warhammer Fest. I don't know how big this event is going to be. It says they still have a few tickets left online, so if you want to come to that event, please do. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It is going to be using the Warcry Rumble missions pack they've been using on their weekday events, which is really good. I kind of prefer the Warcry Rumble missions pack over the normal missions. I think they're a little bit more balanced. You can get through the games a little bit more quickly. And yeah, that'll be good also. And also there should be 2 more Warcry Rumble events happening. Now they're happening the second Tuesday of every month, or they have done every second Tuesday so far. I think except for November, because Warhammer World was doing refurbishment work. But we should be able to expect them February 9th and March 9th. I'll try and come to those. February 9th, most definitely, yes. March 9th, maybe. So yeah, going into the first 3 months, we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 6 medium to large tournaments happening in the UK, which is pretty exciting, I think. Going from something like, because I used to play a lot of Age of Sigmar, I used to play a lot of Warhammer 40k, and going from those into Warcry, where I would go to effectively 1 event per year, to 1 every month. I like it. I like it a lot. It allows me to really dip my toe into the hobby side of things and just put different things down. And you know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter, because there'll be another event coming up, and you can try again. So 2023, what am I going to be bringing? It's going to be Year of the Skink for me. I've been working on Hunters of Huanchi even. I really want to get into the meat and potatoes of that warband. They're a pretty divisive warband. Some people say, oh, the stats are garbage, so they're going to be terrible. How are they ever going to kill things? But I do think Huanchi's Claw is actually worth something. I think that their reaction is worth something, and I think their abilities are worth something. So I decided to really jump into that one. It's going to be heavily converted, because you only get 1 Huanchi's Claw in the box. So we're going to see 5 or so converted Huanchi's Claws. I've got an Akkalian King that you can see here that I've converted into a Kotal based on this really old piece of Warhammer Fantasy artwork. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think they'll do well. I think I need to practice with them, so hopefully I'll be able to get some practice games in before big events like Warhammer Fest and their big one in March. And yeah, maybe I'll be able to do well. But yeah, that's it really for me. That's what I plan to do going into this year. I think it'll be exciting. I think it'll be a good year of Warcry. We've got the other 2 big boxes that should be coming out. They're doing one every quarter, which is pretty nice. Some people have criticized the release schedule, saying it's too quick, or it's not quick enough, or they need more stuff or less stuff. But I think they are trying to follow the Kill Team format, so one big box, bunch of terrain, trying to push the narrative forward. I don't necessarily mind that. No one's forcing you to buy the big box or anything. And because Warcry has such a low barrier to entry, it's pretty much good for anyone who plays Age of Sigmar or is even just likes the models to play. You can get in for a relatively low cost. It's an easy game to learn, and I find it very rewarding from a game to play. So yeah, that's it. That's me for 2022. I will see you guys next year. We're gonna have more tournament reports. We're gonna have a deep dive of the Hunters of Huanchi once I've got some games under my belt, because I don't really like to talk about things unless I've actually played it. And who knows, maybe the next couple of boxes will release some really cool warbands. Maybe I'll pick those up. I do kind of want to do one warband out of each Grand Alliance. I've got a couple of Death warbands. I've got a Chaos warband. This will be my order. So there's going to be a Destruction one. I've been looking at doing something with the Cruel Boys because I really like their models. So yeah, who knows? We'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. But in the meanwhile, happy holidays, and I will see you next time.